Kevin and Mike are here to give you great news.
Nice. Hey, welcome back to Great News with Kevin and Mike.
That's right. Make sure that you subscribe, not only to the podcast, wherever podcasts are available, you can subscribe. That would help us out a lot. But if you're watching it on YouTube, subscribe, and then also click that little bell thing and make sure you get your notifications, because that also helps us out a lot, and it lets you know whenever we post our newest episodes.
Which, you know, can be at any point.
It's at noon somewhere.
Mike, you got an intro for us?
Yeah.
What's the flavor of music this time?
Flamenco.
Okay, good.
It's an intro. It's an intro. Say hello to the happy, goodbye to the blues. Kevin and Mike are here to give you great news. Ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, so sexy.
It wasn't great, and I loved it.
Thank you.
Mike, you have our first story today?
Yes, I do. The lockdown, obviously, it's been hard on everyone, but it's been most hard on who? The elderly.
Yes.
And this sweet 91-year-old grandmother was feeling the brunt of the lockdown, the lockdown, and how it prevented her from being a part of her family's life. Her granddaughter recently got married, and she was completely torn up that she wasn't able to attend the ceremony. Well, that couple, they decided to do something special and make this 91-year-old woman's day. I'll get it.
Sorry.
Check it out.
Muy agradables para que disfrute.
Oh! Oh, it's my favorite.
She looks good for 91.
That's Yanette Garcia. This is Mexican news. Listen, people. This is regular Mexican news. We have so much to learn.
She's 90.
How did you possibly? How can you knock that over again? I love Yanette Garcia. You want to hear something amazing about Yanette Garcia?
Sure.
Her boyfriend, fiance, left her because he wanted to focus on his gaming career.
Wow. What a colossal dork.
She was getting in the way. F you.
Okay, now this isn't the video from your story, is it?
No.
Okay.
But can we play it a little more? Just a little. Just a little.
I mean, she's great news. Am I right?
Even if you're a straight woman, you got to admit, this is great news. This is really uplifting. Oh my God, come on.
Do you remember? I'm going to wait.
Dude,
Because I don't have your attention yet.
go ahead, please.
Do you remember the anchor or the reporter from Univision at the charity baseball game?
The Dodgers celebrity baseball game. Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yes.
There was a lot of people there who didn't necessarily have the best understanding of baseball. That was a different level.
She was at the plate, and they were throwing it underhand so she could get a hit, and they were going to let her run around the bases because...
Yeah.
So she
And
gets...
but she was wearing like the shortest shorts and like,
and high heels.
yeah.
So she gets a hit that sort of dribbles toward the pitching mound, and everybody was encouraging her to run. And when she got to first base, the first base coach said, "Keep going."
Yeah.
And I'm not making this up when I tell you she continued running straight into right field.
Just like she was going to the bullpen. She just straight beeline.
It was there's a huge path that's cut out where it's dirt that tells you where to go.
By the way, baseball huge in Mexico. It's not like she was from some African country. Like she definitely has at least seen the game. You know, it's like I don't.
It was a moment I'll never forget.
It was impossible. It
Yeah.
was impossible. Well,
and that's also great news. Okay,
If we can transition to this very sweet 91-year-old woman. Not that I don't want to watch Yanette Garcia the entire show. this 91-year-old woman, she got a very nice surprise from her granddaughter.
The coronavirus pandemic, of course, has upended so many people's wedding plans this year, with a lot of ceremonies ultimately going virtual.
But one Tennessee couple surprised their grandma, making sure she could still be a part of their very special day. Take a look.
Bit excited and tired and everything else, and then to stop, it just got to me. It was very special.
Oh, I bet it was. 91-year-old Mary Ellen Whitaker's youngest grandson got married on Wednesday while she watched on Zoom from her nursing home.
Just before the happy couple left on their honeymoon, they made a surprise stop at Mary Ellen's with cupcakes in hand, fresh from the ceremony. Can you imagine that? Miss Whitaker, I think you have some guests in the lobby.
Exactly. The surprise on her face, and it obviously just meant so much to her.
So
That's just
thoughtful
great.
to do that.
So it was her grandson, not her granddaughter. But I like that makes me feel so good for her, because if you have a good relationship with your grandma, you got to know, like, she's burning up inside that she can't be at the wedding, sitting there watching it on Zoom, and she's just like, God Almighty, I wish, if anything. And so that made her day. Plus, I have to say, maybe it's a product of growing up in LA, where literally we have no accent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the Pacific American accent is like devoid of accent.
Right.
I just love accents, and I think the Tennessee is my favorite of, like, the Southern accents. Nothing against Georgians and Texans out there, but something about that Tennessee accent is just so, like, it makes me feel happy.
Okay.
You're either like a sweet old lady or you're like an angry judge. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ever,
No,
like,
I don't know what you're saying.
like
I don't
some,
know the difference between Tennessee and Georgia.
You would if you heard it.
All right. So Tennessee.
You're the only 10 I see, Kevin.
Life is not fair. It takes you a while to learn that, but life isn't fair. So the people who win the lottery,
Yeah.
they don't deserve to win the lottery a lot of times. It's just luck.
Yeah.
And whoever gets it, gets it. Well, in this particular case, it does seem like life is fair, because a nurse from Durham, North Carolina, works in the COVID unit, in the long-term COVID unit, and watch this story. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold.
Hi.
Hold, please. This is the phone call where they call the nurse and tell her that she won.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, good afternoon. Is this Terry?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Terry. My name is Garcelle Vieira. I'm calling with the North Carolina Education Lottery. How are you this afternoon?
Doing okay.
So, Terry, I have some very exciting news to share with you. You have won $1 million in our Supreme Riches Second Chance drawing.
You're telling the story. I don't believe you.
No, ma'am.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I don't believe you.
I promise it is true.
Wait, do I have an email right now or something? I can call my sister and
How crazy is that?
It's amazing.
And that would be my reaction as well.
Absolutely.
Who is this, and
Yeah.
why are you pulling my leg?
Who did Kimmel hire
Yeah,
to
exactly.
like, screw with you?
Exactly. But that in that particular case, it seems like the right person won the right amount of money.
Yeah.
And that's really great news.
And that's good money, man.
She says that she's going to mull over what to do with her winnings. She's thinking about a new home, but she's going to take it slow and easy and figure out what she's going to do.
I want gold-plated Shark Tank.
I was going to say that is most likely the opposite of you and I.
I want her to spend her money like Mike Tyson in like 1990.
You want her to have a tiger?
tigers, yeah. This is like endless amounts of Rolls Royces. This is a double whammy great news story.
Okay.
Because I find that the most uplifting great news stories come from stories about children,
Yes.
or stories about really old people. This one gives you both right there. Ba-boom! Double whammy. A girl who was born with cerebral palsy was told that she probably won't ever walk again.
Boy, that has to be devastating to hear.
Very at that age too,
Yeah.
to not be able, you know, she can't not only not go out and play with the other kids, she's probably not going to walk. Well, she did not want to hear that, and so she has developed the ability to walk with a walker. She doesn't walk very fast, but she can at least get going because she has a special walker. just like her 91-year-old grandmother.
She stole her grandmother's walker?
Nope, but she learned how to walk by watching her great-grandmother. Check it out.
A little girl named Colby has cerebral palsy and was told that she may never be able to walk again. But after surgery, she learned how to use her walker with the help of her great-grandmother. How sweet is that? Colby's great-grandmother, 91 years old, still on the move. They take daily strolls together. Both of them, by the way, defying the odds. Go, Colby, go.
That's a good one.
Sweet, huh?
That's a good one.
All right.
I love that even though she has cerebral palsy and she's probably really, like they said, defying the odds to walk, she's still like, come on, let's go. Hurry up, Grandma.
Grandma's moving a little slow for her on that one. There are a lot of times when you see stories in the news about pastors.
Yes.
Or preachers or whoever, priests, whoever it is, and you see a story of them and what, they're preaching about anti-gay,
Sure.
and they turn out to be gay.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff happens too much. Yeah. This particular pastor actually does the opposite of that and practices what he preaches, and he got his bike stolen, and listen to how he decided to handle it.
Welcome back. So a few years ago, Anglican priest Robbie Pruitt and the Church of the Epiphany took a trip to Haiti, and Pruitt has since left the Church of the Epiphany for the Church of the Holy Spirit. But one thing has stayed the same, and that's his love for biking. WDVM's Rebecca Burnett explains how he's putting a hobby to good use.
When Pruitt works on his bike in the backyard, he's rarely alone.
The neighborhood kids saw me working on my brakes on my Diamondback. I was replacing disc brakes, and I asked them if they wanted to learn how to fix brakes, and they said sure. They kind of reminded me of my days in Haiti and the mountain biking ministry at Church of the Epiphany in Herndon, and kind of got me back into this.
He fixed up their bikes, but he didn't stop there. In about a month, he's restored over 70 of them for free.
So one of my favorite verses of the Bible is Revelation 21:5. It says, behold, I make all things new. And so it's like, I feel like I'm a part of making something old new again, or something abandoned usable again.
He hasn't done it alone, though. A handful of teens lend a hand, a big relief after the virtual school day.
Honestly, it feels great, being able to help people during this whole situation. It's just, really great experience.
It's kind of gratifying. I mean, knowing that you have like this new skill that you've learned that can be used for forever.
And if they ever need the moral support, those neighborhood kids still check in.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Especially during COVID and these hard times, it's very nice that there are people like Robbie in the world.
Reporting in Ashburn, Rebecca Burnett, WDVM 25.
What they didn't tell you in that story is, first the pastor was angry because his bike got stolen.
Sure.
Then he thought, what if somebody really needed a bike to get to work in these difficult times? And so he put on Facebook, give me your bikes, I'll fix them. Or if you don't need it, give me your secondhand bike, I'll fix it up and give it to somebody who needs it. And he's done 140 of those.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
It's an amazing thing.
Do you think when...
Nope. No, I don't. I don't know what your question's going to be, but no.
Do you think when
My answer's no.
Do you think when he was in Haiti?
What?
Do you think when he was in Haiti, he was in the ministry of bestow no hate in Haiti?
What's wrong with you? And why are you laughing so hard at that?
Kevin.
It's nice to see a pastor that actually practices what he preaches.
Absolutely. And I think, one of the core themes of this show is exposing that what we see in the media oftentimes isn't reflective of the larger whole of whatever that profession is or that walk of life is.
Can you not use the words larger whole? Do you mind? It's difficult for me to get past it.
I will prevent myself from using that again.
Okay.
But whether it be cops or oftentimes like religious leaders, you do only get the stories of them, doing something
Yeah,
despicable.
that's true.
And it isn't in any way representative of those people. So it is nice to see that. If there is one group of people that pretty much everybody, regardless of your political beliefs, religious beliefs, where you stand in this country, if we had to pick one group of people who we all collectively agree we should look out for, who would it be, in your opinion?
Proud Boys.
The Proud, of course. Besides them, besides Gavin and the Proud Boys,
who would it be? I don't know.
I would say a great nominee would be United States service people, right?
Oh,
people
yeah,
of the
absolutely.
military. Because even if you're super anti-war or super progressive and you just hate the idea of the military in general, the soldiers themselves, we all kind of collectively agree, well, it's not them doing it, and they're sacrificing everything to defend us,
Yeah.
and they deserve our undying respect. And not only do they deserve our undying respect for what they do when they go overseas to protect us, I think it's how, by and large, United States military conduct themselves in day-to-day life that is one of the reasons why we should all really bow at the altar of them. And here is a unbelievably perfect example. It's from the ABC show What Would You Do? You ever watch that show?
No.
They essentially hire actors to do construct these social situations to see how everyday folk would react.
Right.
Well, they decided to muster up a really kind of ugly situation, and there's a man in uniform, and he rises to the occasion. Check it out.
Can I help you?
Mina, the man behind the counter,
I'm playing the Middle Eastern victim.
and Oliver, the racist provoking him,
I am the bigot.
are both actors.
I don't want a terrorist touching my food or taking my order.
He's a soldier. He's in uniform. A member of the U.S. Army steps up to the counter.
Hey, don't deal with this guy. He's a Muslim.
Is he laughing?
Why is that funny?
Unroll? Hold on. What happened?
This guy's a Muslim.
We live in America. He can have any religion he wants.
Aren't you fighting against these guys?
Not at the moment. Right now, I'm ordering a sandwich.
I don't think you should be working here.
Yes. Oh, okay. Buy your chips and move out.
He doesn't follow orders.
Look, I'd like to order some food, just not from you, okay?
Get out. Put the chips down and go buy them somewhere else.
You want me to leave this place?
You have a choice to shop anywhere, just like he has a choice to practice his religion anywhere. That's the reason I wear the uniform, so anyone can live free in this country. Leave the man alone, buy your stuff, and leave.
Time to tell this soldier this is one battle he no longer has to fight.
How are you, sir?
How are you, sir?
I'm John Quinones with ABC's What Would You Do, the TV show.
That was all fake.
He was an actor. People might say that's very heroic, what you said. Is it?
No, sir. No, heroes come in many shapes and sizes. That wasn't heroic at all. It was just being a person and standing up for someone else.
What principles were you defending?
Everyone's inalienable rights.
Everyone's.
Everyone's in this country.
If you're Muslim,
It doesn't matter to me, sir. If you're an American, you're an American, period.
Ba-boom!
I love that dude.
Come on, right?
I love that dude.
That's what I'm talking about.
He said, look, it's not heroic. That's just how people should be.
That's just what I do. I'm fighting. I wear this uniform to fight for everyone's inalienable rights. Come on. I got goosebumps.
Yep, I do too. That was an amazing story. Let's end with an animal story. As you know, we love animal stories.
Mr. Hands?
We love
Mr.
dogs.
Hands? No?
What?
Mr.
Huh?
Hands? Animal story?
No.
Mr. Hands, good
No.
guy?
No.
Poor fella. I think he's deceased now.
No.
Yep, killed him.
There's an owner of a dog who went to the hospital in Turkey. And let's roll the video, and we're going to have to perhaps narrate the English part. That's the dog.
Hey, Bangkok.
Bangkok. He's outside the hospital for days.
Days?
Because his owner is inside the hospital.
Oh, dude.
Followed the ambulance to transport him there and waited.
Beri de hastanenin kapısından ayrılmıyor. Evden kaçıp buraya geliyor kendi başına.
She comes all by herself, that woman said, and 6 days that dog waited.
Dude.
For its owner to
With
get
no
released from the hospital there. And then the owner gets released from the hospital, and the dog almost kills him.
Devamlı bana alışkın. Ben de özlüyorum.
He says she's very special to me. And he missed her just as much.
Neşelenince de insan mutlu oluyor yani. Hayvan o kadar insana insan gibi yakınlık ediyor. İnsan da mutlu oluyor.
He's talking about how much the dog makes him happy and how much he's like a human
Beautiful,
to him.
man. He's better than a human. No human waits 6 days.
That dog waited 6 days
Yeah.
outside of the hospital for his owner to get out.
And I hate to say it, Kevin, but it is the ethos of us here at Great News. No fucking cat would do that. Not only would it not go and wait for you at the hospital, it would be at home going, I hope that bitch never comes back. I hope that dude. And when you walk in the door, it'd be like, oh, fuck.
I thought I had it.
I thought my life was getting so much better without you.
The dog followed the ambulance.
Followed that. Running after the ambulance. He's like, no, I can't live without this man. I have to bring him joy. I have to devote my life to making him happy. Fuck cats. Thank you.
Is that the end of Great News? And that's great news.
That is great news.
Just pets and what they do for us is amazing.
It's listen. I will say this, regardless of the animal. I was joking a little bit.
Cats suck.
We are almost too smart for our own good.
Agreed.
And we make mountains out of molehills sometimes. I used to care for my friend's horse. I know it's a crazy story, but my friend, he was like a real cowboy. He moved out here from Montana. He has a horse horses at the Sunset Ranch by the Hollywood sign.
Right.
He became a cop, and when he went into the academy, he needed someone to care for his horses. So
I remember every day Mike would say, I need to leave and go take care of a horse. And I thought it was code. I didn't know what was happening.
I was going to care for this horse, right? So I'm up there one day, and there's a bunch of dogs at this ranch, too. One day, I come up there, and there's like a pickup truck and a bunch of people panicking and stuff. And I go, what happened? They go, Sparky got hit by a car.
Ooh.
He's going to be okay, but they're going to rush him down. So I was like, man, I hope he's okay. 2 days later, I come back, and there's Sparky, no leg. 3 legs. Okay, he has 3 legs.
I was going to
One
say,
of them's gone.
That's extreme.
He has
no legs.
Missing a leg, 3 legs. You know what he was doing? Exactly the same shit he was doing when he had 4 legs. Life was just the same. He's like, oh, I guess I have 3 legs now. I better just go about my business. Still walking around sniffing the horses. Hey, how you doing? Let me get some food. That's my point.
Listen, I agree.
You look at a dog's calendar, every single day it says, best day ever.
Yeah.
Best day ever.
And now the outro.
This outro is devoted to dogs.
Or horses.
And horses who bring us all lots of joy, just like a horse brought joy to Mr. Hands before he went to pervert heaven.
Nope.
This outro, you know what I'm talking about, bro. Say hello to happy, goodbye to the blues, cause Kevin and Mike just rocked you with great news.
Didn't see that high note coming. Did not see that coming.
And I hit it.
Better
than Carl Lewis.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Kevin and Mike are here to give you great news.
Nice.